Yes.
Your own or the other person?
Oh, in the other person's? Yeah, in the other person's. Okay. All right. Put up your hand if you felt dry. Okay. All right. When you feel dryness, that's an absolute indication of adrenal exhaustion. All blood tests will show, no question about it, there is some adrenal exhaustion.
What's that?
A little saddles that fit above your kidneys is your adrenals, and they produce epinephrine, which makes you feel good, norepinephrine, which causes you to get things done a little bit and feel good about that. It causes water to flow through your body and things, and the kidneys and the little saddles that fit above the kidneys all are involved in the homeostasis of the fluid flow through your body. And urine is essential nutrient being discarded that isn't for the moment necessary in the blood for various reasons. There could be making room for something because you ate and all sorts of things, but urine is an essential element basically. The kidneys are not organs of detoxification. The kidneys are as much an organ of detoxification as the brain.
Excuse me, that word you said urine.
Urine, thank you.
No,
Pee.
oh yeah.
Pee.
I thought it was something else.
Yeah. But anyway, that's another story. But your adrenals are the little saddles that fit above your kidneys, and they produce cortisol. So if you've had inflammation long-standing in your body, eventually the cortisol can't be produced much anymore because the kidneys start to become stressed, not enough calcium and minerals to run your endocrine glands, so they become slightly exhausted, and then when that occurs, dryness really comes to be more so. But when we can feel our hands, we should be able to feel sort of just what is normal versus what's dry versus what's wet. If it's wet, over wet, it's an indication of an inflammatory condition typically in the body somewhere, primarily probably in the intestinal tract somewhere.
What do you do for exhausted?
Well, we're going to talk a bit more about this, but I might recommend sun-dried sea salt, not any other salt. Only sun-dried, because that's got phytoplankton with it, it's got enzymes, it has everything with it, whereas salt mined from the mountain doesn't have it. No, that's a poison, sorry about that. That's a poison. That's interesting to me because like I've been in the movement for so long, 40 years, I've seen everybody come along and what they had to offer. So one young person came along and they go, oh my God, that's right, salt from the Himalayas. And then all of a sudden, boof. Salt from the Himalayas has made its way into the health food stores. Like, oh my God. I'd only ever seen that as lampshades in the past, you know. But now they're grinding it down, you know, and they're feeding it to their babies, you know, grinding rocks and giving it to them. Crazy. You and I, we cannot get our minerals from going into the mountain and licking rocks. Humans are not close to minerals through, you know, licking rocks and stuff. Or, you know, crushing them up, you know, just shaking up with a bit of orange juice, you know. That's what they have in the health food store, I'm telling you. Mostly. Supplements are poisonous, and there's a 7% more mortality. And I just, you know, in the early 80s, there was this a revolution really in supplements and things, and there was people who wrote a book, and they talk about vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, but what they were talking about is vitamin A, vitamin C in your body, and then they only mistook that something from the pharmacy is the same, which it's not. What's from the pharmacy is a poison, and they're not the same at all. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Doesn't even look like vitamin C. Vitamin C in nature has tyrosinase in the centre, vitamin P, vitamin K and copper and thin ring of ascorbic acid around that. That's a complex. That's how you find vitamin C always in nature. You can't ferment cane sugar and get ascorbic acid through a process of fingernail polish, acetone and stuff, and you're ending up with ascorbate and you're missing tyrosinase, vitamin P, vitamin K and copper. It's not in the complex at all. So you just take the ascorbic acid, which has got dolomite rock, like calcium from a rock, you know, or oyster shell with it as well. This is not vitamin C. And it'll rob tyrosinase, vitamin P and vitamin K and copper from your body and create deficiency for that. Vitamin A, vitamin E and vitamin C were really touted a lot back then, and mega doses and stuff, but studies show 7% more mortality if you're doing things like that. You don't live longer, you live less, because it's not food. But that's another story.
More mortality than what? The regular population?
Yes. Yeah, isn't that amazing? So it's actually killing it. You're megadosing on those things. No, they're poisonous. They're called analogues. They're not the same. They're called analogues.
What about like powdered superfoods and stuff like that? Is that okay?
They may be, but most of them are not. And there's no such thing as really a super food. People also die of excess beta carotene, and then, for instance, spirulina, which is, you know, you can have a little bit of it, get a benefit, but if you eat too much of it, you've got 1 part of calcium in spirulina to 2,000 parts phosphate. It's like a, I mean, it's like a bomb.
So how much spirulina?
Phosphoric acid. Small amount is okay, and not every day.
Okay.
Only small amount. You can't eat much of that. That is no such thing as that being a super. Yes, it is. It's like superphosphate, which is a toxic poison. You can't improve upon nature, not really. A chef came along, you know, and no chef came along with the apple. They've got the apple here, and they say, "Hey, I've improved upon the apple." Improved upon the apple, you know. No, bull dust. Nobody's improved upon the apple. And then if anybody came along, you know, they had a white lab coat, you know. White lab coat. I've improved upon bacon. What a load of shit. Sorry. But, yes, quite dumb.
What do you eat?
We're going to be talking about this leaf smut, but we're going to be talking about it. But, and then we can talk a little bit also too, what we do a bit also about the conditions that we have. But so far what we've said is that you're underactive often because starches are being eaten, which most people do eat starches, and that robs the chloride molecule from your body radically because it binds with every mineral and causes mineral deficiencies, causes slight pulse. And now an overactivity is caused because of not really eating the food quite properly, and over time, you know, more and more hydrochloric acid has to come to be, to be able to break the protein of that down, because there's no enzymes in any of the food, because it's all been destroyed by heat. Is this interesting?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
I was just sitting, you know, last night, you know, and I was listening to some people, and then some people said, "Oh yeah, I've been here 7 times." You know? And I'm just sort of listening, you know, and then I heard a couple of people, and I was saying, "Yeah, well, I'm not going to any more workshops." I'm listening. No, I'm not going to workshops. And I said, "Well, how come you're not really going to any workshops much now?" And I said, "You know what? Same stuff. I've been here, same stuff." I hope this is not the same stuff. I really hope it's not. So we've just really been able to determine overacidness of the upper stomach, right? We've been able to determine a little bit if inflammation sort of is in the body somewhere. Now, I'm going to teach you how to read the lips, and then you could go to the net and learn more. I think there's some stuff I've got on the net about reading lips and things, you know. But would you like just to...
Yeah, I thought you said, then you have to go to the tent.
That's right. So we're only going to read these lips. And so now the top lip, all right, I want you to look and see. I wish I had some pictures and I had some PowerPoint here, because I really got a great PowerPoint which you could have. I could show you a lot of stuff, but they gave us a spot which didn't have any electricity. But the next place we go to, we have electricity, and we're going to do a little bit of PowerPoint, some things. But this top lip. Now, in a moment, I want you to look at your person, and I want you to look at the top lip, and I want you to look at the colour. And in a moment, the top lip relates to your upper stomach. Fully. So you can read the things that's going on in the upper stomach a matter of fact, and if it's okay or not, by the quality of the tissue of the upper lip. Okay, so your upper lip you're going to read, and that is your stomach. And now, you're going to read the bottom lip. And the bottom lip, the top of the bottom lip here, this top part here relates to everything that's going on in your small intestine. The bottom part of the bottom lip relates to your large intestine. Thank you. Upper lip is the stomach. The bottom of the bottom lip is large intestine. The top of the bottom lip, small intestine. Okay. Okay. So now, what are you looking for? Thank you. You're going to be looking for colour difference. You're going to be looking for quality of the lip. You're going to be looking for if there's distension, meaning swollenness more. You're going to look at the symmetry, and you're going to be able to read it. So symmetry on this side relates all to this. Symmetry on this side relates all to this. You see? So you're going to be looking for distension and whether any... If it's the same colour as the rest of the eye, great. If it's darker slightly in its colour, that'll indicate a low hydrochloric acid of the upper stomach. If it's white, it's got like white streaks through it and everything, that's an indication that you're over acid and the upper stomach is over acid. So all we're looking for is the tissue directly around the pupil of the eye. So let's take a few minutes and just have a quick look at each other and see what you can determine.
Ja. Han har attityd på det. Den har jag.